Good afternoon. I'm Sally Norris from the South Freeport Congregational Church with our daily devotions. This morning in our Zoom Bible study, we looked at artistic and musical representations of the story of the Garden of Eden of Adam and Eve. And one of the insights that we discussed was that so many works of great art in music and the visual arts were created during times of tension, times of challenge, times of difficulty and struggle. And so that got me thinking. I'm wondering what types of musical or visual artistic representations possibly were created during times of pandemic, because the reality is there have been many times of pandemic in human history. Well, one of those times was in the year 1637. That was a time of one of the great plagues. And so I'd like to tell you the story of a hymn that was written during that time. It is a hymn that you will recognize and one perhaps that you really love. So this is the story of a minister by the name of Martin Rinkart. He was a Lutheran minister living in Germany. He lived and survived the plague of 1637. And he also lived through the 30 Years' War in Europe. He took great pride in being a hymn writer. He wrote a lot of hymns. Well, in 1937, during that terrible plague, he was the only surviving pastor in his German town of Eilenburg. In fact, the plague of 1637 was so devastating that Martin Rinkart was doing up to 50 funerals a day. He did over 4,000 in 1 year. Can you imagine the pain that he was enduring himself? Now, astonishingly, during this time, he wrote a hymn that was based on table graces he would say before meals. In other words, during this plague of 1637, he wrote a hymn based on gratitude. This hymn was then put to a popular tune, and within 2 years, it was very widely sung and widely loved. This hymn was translated into English in the 1800s, and we know it as "Now Thank We All Our God," a hymn written in a time of plague in 1637. I'd like to share the words with you. You know them. Perhaps you can sing them along. I won't sing, I'll just speak them. Now thank we all our God with heart and hands and voices, who wondrous thing has done, in whom this world rejoices, who from our mother's arms has blessed us on our way with countless gifts of love, and still is ours today. Oh, may this bounteous God through all our life be near us, with ever joyful hearts and blessed peace to cheer us, and keep us in his grace, and guide us when perplexed, and free us from all ills in this world and the next. All praise and thanks to God the Father now be given, the Son and him who reigns with them in highest heaven, the one eternal God, whom heaven and earth adore, for thus it was, is now, and shall be evermore. A beautiful hymn, beautiful gratitude in a time of pandemic. May we also seek and find gratitude in this time. Amen.